Hey, I'm Markus Flanagan, and I'm going to be on the Coriolis Effect with Corey Oliver, and we are going to talk about her.
Welcome to the Coriolis Effect with Corey Oliver.
Hi guys, I'm Corey Oliver. Thanks for watching the Coriolis Effect. Please hit the subscribe button below, and we hope you like this episode.
Hi guys, we wanted to announce that like many podcasters, we just started a Patreon account. Visit our page at patreon.com/the Coriolis Effect. We have 5 different levels of membership and offer early access to episodes, behind the scenes footage, bonus episodes, shoutouts, and much more, including personal phone calls, questions and answer sessions, and live chats with Bob and me. That's patreon.com/the Coriolis Effect.
This episode is sponsored by Brizo Healthy Fruit Tonic. With Manuka honey and apple cider vinegar, less than 4 grams of sugar, and under 35 calories per can, each of Brizo's 4 flavors not only taste great, they are an excellent source of vitamin C. Brizo boosts your immune system and is great for your post-workout recovery. Brizo, available on Amazon and at brizo.com. We want to take a minute and talk to you about ExpressVPN. Most people don't know that your internet provider, many websites, and even apps collect all of your data and then sell it to whoever's willing to pay for it. They know what websites you visited, what products you've bought, what products you looked at and did not buy, and some people can even copy your passwords and usernames and then access your private accounts. ExpressVPN encrypts all of your data and sends it from their servers, so no one knows where you are. With ExpressVPN, people may think you're in Bangladesh when you're really in Chicago. They would think you're in South America when you're really in Detroit. ExpressVPN protects you from hackers who try to steal your information, and also from spies who try to use your data for their own nefarious purposes. ExpressVPN also allows you unrestricted access to all parts of the internet. How does it work? ExpressVPN uses the best-in-class encryption. Whenever you are connected to ExpressVPN, every piece of data going in and out of your devices goes through a security crypted tunnel and cannot be seen. Not by the government, not by hackers, not by your internet service provider, not even by ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN also employs IP masking. Every device has a unique IP address, which can be traced back to you. When you use ExpressVPN, your connection gets routed through one of their 3,000 plus servers, hiding your real IP address and replacing it with one of their own. This allows you to browse the web truly anonymously. With servers in 94 different countries, you have a wide variety of places you can choose to appear from. ExpressVPN also provides 24/7 customer support with live chat, which means your question will be answered within seconds, not hours or days. It is also one of the easiest apps to use. Just open the app, and with one click, you're protected. It is also physically impossible for any of ExpressVPN's servers to store logs of any customers. And ExpressVPN is a top-rated VPN provider, rated #1 by CNET, The Verge, Wired, TechRadar, and many more. Just go to expressvpn.com/Cory to get 3 extra months free with a 12-month plan. This is a limited-time offer for the Coriolis Effect with Corey Oliver listeners. Again, get 3 months free with a 12-month plan. Go to expressvpn.com/Cory. With ExpressVPN, you can protect all of your digital devices, your computers, your phones, your tablets, everything, and have no more border restrictions. Again, that's expressvpn.com/Cory.
It's possible because that person's humanity and their risk to tell the truth in their story comes through and touches you. Not every song touches me the same way, right? But that's the beauty of that person's humanity at the risk of being totally honest reaches the masses. Bruce Springsteen, right? For me, it's U2. I cannot imagine how this Irish band that got together at 15 writes songs that I heard, at 25 and thought, what the, who knows me? I'm from Pendle. How the Langhorne, Pennsylvania? That phenomenon is just you go and you tell the Cory truth, and somebody in the room, they may not say it out loud, but somebody in the room will say, okay, she gets me. And when it's that true, and that's the whole beauty of the Meisner technique, is you just tell the truth and you let the chips fall where they may. So when you say you bring people in, what I hear you saying is you just tell the truth in a way that makes sense to you and you like it. And luckily enough, other casting people and TV show people.
Well, you've certainly
like
done
what
that
I do.
In all of your projects, you bring it, as they
Thanks.
say. What's your favorite role that you've played? I know it's hard to say that, and people ask me that, and I go, well, they're all favorite to me because I work so hard on each one.
No. They wouldn't all be favorite for me. No. God, no.
There's no favorites.
Oh, yeah.
No, he says they're not all favorite.
Oh, no. no. There's many I can dismiss as just terrible experiences. I mean,
had a few stinkers.
Learning.
Yeah, and under the conditions, you do the best you can. You
Yes.
watch it later and think that's dreadful. I hope no one sees it. But you're only a piece of it. You can only do what you can do.
It's like half of our shows.
Well, you factor in the directing and the editing and the timing
Correct.
and
Correct. Yep.
It's kind of like
Cut out a
like-
whole section that makes sense of the first part, and you look ridiculous because the editor said it's too long, and you say, "Oh,
Hello.
okay."
I mean,
all right.
yes, I've had those moments, like
She had a
monologues.
3-minute monologue bearing her soul.
In
and
God's
then
Not Dead,
Cut
and
it down to 2 sentences.
2 sentences, and I was like, I couldn't wait to go to see this
Oh.
part because it was everything I ever wanted to say to anyone out there that had ever done anything wrong and hurt. And I was like, Lord, I finally actually get to say this on camera. And it was like 3 a.m, and I did like 5 takes, and they were probably my best work ever. It got edited down to 2 sentences, which, by the way, I see why they did that. It kept that character pure and innocent and kind, but it was so heartbreaking.
Of course.
You're like, because you really work hard.
You also think how out of control you are. It should remind you, I do what I do when I leave. I do what I do when I
Exactly.
leave.
It's like-
Until I'm in charge of all the elements, I do what I do when I leave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I had a really good time, believe it or not. I did an Olsen Twins movie.
Really?
And it was just fun. I just remember thinking, this movie is ridiculous, but we're going to have just fun. And even the director said, you'll never really act with the Olsen twins because they're always busy doing something else. And, so it was just a fun thing. And I remember my kids, they watched it, friends, and said, you were really good in that. You were funny in that. You were good in that. It was so relaxing because there's nothing at stake,
Yeah.
That was good. Biloxi Blues is the biggest. That was that was my first big film, huge director, and Chris Walken was God to me. And of course I knew Matt Broderick because, Ferris Bueller was out a year earlier and he's the name of the game. But I had seen Chris Walken in a theater in movie theater doing The Dead Zone while I was at the Playhouse. And I thought, I don't know who he is, but he's unbelievable. And then I get out of the Playhouse, I get cast, and I'm in a movie with that guy, and I just couldn't believe my luck. And he wasn't the legend he is now, but he was still Chris Walken, And oh my gosh, but Mike Nichols is everything people say. He was absolutely good, great, genius at everything. Now, home economics, I don't know what he was like, but on a set, there was nothing he didn't know. There was no way, nothing happened on the set that he didn't know how to fix. Right? So he would walk in, 6 guys in the barracks, Biloxi, right? All these guys doing this. He'd walk in and 6 of us on the take, all yelling this, and he'd say a sentence to you, a gesture to you, 3 words to you, look at you and do a monologue, and then he'd walk out. And somehow he knew in that group, not to do a group thing, everyone got what they wanted. Next take was different. Next take was absolutely what he wanted. And he'd walk in and say, gentlemen, I got everything I need. Does anyone else need something? Because I can do one more for you, but I have everything I need. And it was this amazing, relaxing. And every so often I'd say, I would like one more. And he'd say, Marcus wants one more, and we're going to do that now. Here we go.
My eyes were closed when
I'll tell you a funny story about that. It may involve a curse word. So, do
We have a
beep?
button for that.
Oh, okay.
we have a button with every curse word on here.
No.
I was so new to acting that Biloxi was this massive, and I was terrified, right? This guy that got lucky. Everybody my age in New York auditioned. And of course, it's going to go to the guys that did it on Broadway. And I wasn't Neil Simon's choice, but I was Mike Nichols' choice, which is another story. So I get to set, and we're doing this, and one of the guys, after the shooting, sitting around, as there was nothing else to do in Fort Smith, Arkansas, but to sit around together in the hotel bar, says to me, you don't know much about lighting, do you? And I said, no. He said, you're standing in people's light. How do I stand in people's light? He said, you got to feel your light because you back out of your light. We light for you, but when you lean back, you got to feel. I said, feel it, really? He said, yeah. Also, you got to watch when you lean forward, you start blocking people's light. It's that specific. And this is a gaffer telling me, and I had never heard that. Okay, so next day, on the set, I can feel it's a little hotter on this side. I can see what. Okay, all right, okay. So we're doing a shot where Chris Walken walks to the end of, we're at the barracks, and we're all lined up at the end of our barracks, and he walks to the end spouting, and then he turns and he looks down the row at all of us, and we're just standing. And as I'm standing there and he's berating us, I look over and I see that my silhouette is cutting across Chris Walken's body. So I start to back out of the shot, right? And I'm watching the shadow go up, and then I feel like, that's weird. Now my body is, so I back out, I back out till I lay down on my barracks bed. I'm bent backwards, all the way back, right? Chris walking in the middle of the shot.
So Steve Martin.
Yeah.
I had to do it because I'm blocking his light, my new skill, right? So Chris walking right in the middle of the shot and goes, oh, fuck this. And he walks out.
That's a good rendition of him.
You know, cut. Mike Nichols goes, what was that? I don't know. Mike Nichols follows him out. Comes back in, and he just looks and he goes, who the fuck was lying down? Mike, it was me. He says, why would you lie down? Chris is out there saying people aren't taking it seriously. They're lying down the shot. You were lying down. I said, okay, Mike, the lighting. Because I was blocking his light, and I just started, so I moved, and then I realized the shadow's moving, so I better get out of the way. And I went all the way out of the way to try, because I didn't want to lose the take. And he goes, oh, you meant to do good. I said, yeah, Mike. And he says, I'll tell him. He walks back out, and he comes back, he goes, okay, we're fine. And Chris walks in, and he goes, all right, here we go. And it was all done. But he was like, it was a mistake. I thought I was helping.
He was probably thinking like, I'm putting this guy to sleep.
Yeah. The great part about him, all fun and games, and he's a very odd dude, right? Doesn't connect thoughts like you do. He's a very odd dude. But at the word rolling, there was never any doubt. He was 1,000%. He never said, I'm sorry, I don't know my lines. Because never. He was, right? Yeah. That was a great lesson. Super disciplined. And every take, Mike would say, he's different on every take, which is a bitch to cut, but I'm not telling him no. He's giving me gold on every take. Yeah. You know?
Those are impossible to cut because you get totally different things and you can't piece them together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's so different. I'm not telling him no. He's doing great things. So great lessons with Mike Nichols. Yeah. That's the biggest. The thing that happened, though, was he ruined me for all other directors because as my real first big shot director, he knew everything. So my next director, I would say, and they'd say, I don't know, why are you asking me? Because what? It took 2 directors for me to realize, oh, that's how good Mike was. Not every director knows everything. Right. Or they would do this. I don't know. Why do you do that? Yeah. I'm asking you.
I need direction.
Oh, you think I didn't think about it? Why, So he ruined me, but he also said, oh, that's how good it can be. Okay. So many directors have fallen short since then. But I don't judge them against that because he really was, I don't know, one of maybe 5 or 10 in the world ever,
Oh, yeah. And they really do set the tone. I don't know why I'm saying that. They do set the tone for the entire project, in the director, Have you ever thought about doing stand-up, or have you done stand-up?
Oh, all the time. I think about it all the time. I write stand-up in my brain all the time. I don't do it.
Yeah.
I don't
Same
do
here.
it.
Write it all the time.
Yeah, you're hilarious.
I tried a couple times. I tried to go down to the open nights at the factory.
Really?
But there's like 100 people.
Yeah.
And in the last 5 years, it's if you're not a minority or a woman, you're not getting on. And all these guys who've been writing for years say, yeah, we're not getting on. Yeah. They give you 3 minutes. There's like 16 of them. Yes, it is. They give you 3 minutes, 16 of them. They went entirely ethnic and female the last 2-3 years. Because I'd play hockey at
where is this?
And then at like 10 o'clock we get off the game. I go down there until 2 in the morning at the Laugh Factory, and just sit there and watch. I knew all the comics. I talked to them all. Everything. But it's impossible to get on that stage. But
Michael Rappaport is constantly performing at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah, because he's Michael Rappaport.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been.
I don't know how funny he is, but
he's been on TV shows.
Say no.
He had his own show for
Jeremy
2-3
Piven,
years.
he's on.
Yeah, these are people who are known in the business.
Yeah.
When you go down there,
if Tom Arnold shows up, they're going to give him 5 minutes because he's
You've
Tom
got
Arnold.
100 people there who have never been on stage but have written in shows and have writing credits. Right. Like, no, not today.
Well, head over there with Markus Flanagan.
No, what we have to do is when you get back to England, which she has not yet talked about, which I keep giving her notes.
Yeah.
We'll go to some place like Tulsa, Oklahoma, in a place where you're going to go.
They're begging you.
Yeah.
We need somebody.
Let's go. Yeah.
Well, my friend John Mendoza. Go ahead. He's big. He performs. You probably know John yourself as well.
Working comic for 45 years.
He has. He's hilarious, but he travels with Howie Mandel. Go ahead.
I know. Well, you know Howie, he did.
Yeah, they still go to these little podunk towns in between him doing America's Got Talent and all that stuff. He loves to get on a plane and go to these little tiny venues.
Where they don't do anymore, they don't do colleges anymore. Because of the everybody's
wokeness. You're not going to, you'll get, Yeah, so you go to college, you better.
But we could find a place that's like a nothing little place and go, and then we're going to do what Kevin Nealon did his first 2 times. We're going to sit in a car and not go up. The first time he sat in his car and he wouldn't go in. Second time he sat in the audience, wouldn't go up. Third time you take a chance and you start doing it.
Yeah.
No, we got to go till we get heckled for like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
do the
I'll
worst
be
shows.
there. I'll
you
gotta. Yeah. No, that's the riskiest. That's the
Do you have 5
scariest,
minutes?
riskiest. Oh, I'm sure I've got
Yeah.
10. I did do it once, and it was on a dare with your buddy, Craig Shoemaker.
Oh, okay.
So I watched the Eagles games with him at one time, and he says in the middle of the room, jokingly, "Who wants to open for me tonight?" It was January 1st, 2000, the new millennia, a new club in Orange County. I need someone to open for me tonight. He tosses it out. And of course, yeah, I'll do it. And he says, you're coming. And I said,
He's funny.
I don't have any
Material.
stand-up. I'm not opening for you. No, you're coming. I said, well, I don't know why you're pushing, because why me? And you said, yeah, I'm not going with you. Yes, you are. So leave the Eagles game. I'm picking you up at 5. I don't think you understand. I'm not really, but I know I've written things in the past, but so I'm picking you up in an hour. Craig, I'm not going. Why are you? Pulls up to the house.
Love Master says, come.
Ding, 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 ding. Come, you're coming. So
I love it.
So I get in the car and I say, I have some things I wrote. And he says, that's fine. We'll work it out as we drive. Tell me your jokes. So he coaches me through, open with this, that's it. And then actually to my flattery, he says, that's a good joke. I'll buy that joke from you. Do it tonight, but that's a good joke. And, okay. So I figure out, I got my little flashcards of, I got something. Okay. And get to that. And, the MC says, who do we got? And he says, this guy, he was on Friends. He was here. He's this. He's okay. All right, so I'm standing back with Craig. I'm like, wow, I might be ready. Until the guy goes, hey, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring up the first. Like, what am I doing? I'm not doing.
Oh my gosh, I have
this is
sick
bonkers. This is
stomach
bonkers.
over this.
And you have to walk through the audience and step up onto the
This
stage.
is the hardest gig in the business.
And it's terrifying.
Hardest.
Right? Because if you're bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? There's when you get sympathy laughter, it feels worse, right?
Yeah.
So I remember watching my feet saying, don't keep going towards the stage. Stop moving towards the stage. Stop. And I walked and I got on stage and I opened with a stupid joke and I did this. And I got through all my material in what felt like 12 seconds.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done. And I got this rolling laugh at the end. And the joke was, in high school when girls would threaten you and they got pissed off. When I grew up, they always say like, yeah, well, kiss my ass. And I always thought, okay.
Yeah.
Can I see it? Is that an invitation? Yes, let's have. And they started laughing. And I was going like this. I was going, please. And they laughed louder. And I had this rolling laugh. And I was like, come on. And they laughed louder. I thought, wow, I'm killing. And then, that's all for me. Thank you, folks. And I walk off and I go up the aisle. And there's Craig at the top of the aisle like this. You did it. And I said, okay.
He's a champion.
What am I doing this next?
I was like, I ran out quickly though. It's like 30 seconds. He goes, dude, you were 3 minutes. No, he goes, that was 3 minutes. It was not. He goes, that was 3 minutes. So I did 3 minutes and I never did it again because I went out on top.
Why not? Why not? Yeah. Do you have video of it?
No.
Oh.
Here's what I always wanted to do. When you get up there and go, hey, I just got married, applause. And it's, my father's 95. Just do all the standard jokes when they get, but never tell a joke. Like, I just had a newborn baby. Yeah, just
right.
applause.
So put in
And
house.
go,
Yeah.
I got applause on every statement. I didn't tell one joke. Yeah.
Thank you. Good night.
There's about 5 or 6 things you can say. Well, everybody replied. Just had a baby boy.
That's right.
Hey, just celebrated my 20th anniversary.
Survived cancer. Yeah.
Yeah, cancer survivor.
Just going. Just keep going. Yeah. Yeah.
It's so
just
hard.
renewed my AAA membership.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, that was the old joke was I just signed a deal with HBO in the 80s. I just signed a deal with HBO. They clap. Yeah, $19.90 a month. I get all their programming.
Yeah.
That was the one in the 80s.
Yeah. But I'm just. Yeah.
Corey, anything else you want to ask Marcus?
I was just looking at my notes and I was like, what's that?
I wrote a chalkboard on my whiteboard.
Yes, tell us about your trip to England.
Upcoming.
So what I learned.
Upcoming trip to England.
By the way, stay away from Germany. I hear they're not funny. They have no sense of humor in Germany.
I don't know. Heidi Klum's pretty funny.
Yeah.
No. So about 4 years ago, it hit me. When my kid's out of school, I'm going to be alone. What am I going to do? Am I staying in LA? What am I going to do here? I can go back to New York. I can go back to Pennsylvania. But what am I going to do? And it bothered me to think, I don't really know. I don't know what I want to do. And then, pie in the sky. What would you want to do, Marcus? I want to live in Ireland. That's what I want to do. So, can you move to Ireland? Can you live and work in Ireland while you're there? Because if you don't bring a business, you've got to figure out a way to, okay, so how am I going to do it?
You should open a pub.
That's actually what most people do, believe it, at B&B or a pub. So I don't drink, so I cannot stand. And I'll go to a pub in Ireland, but I don't go to bars in America because I just can't stand being around it. Right? So that's one of the things that sort of distanced me in high school. I never drank or smoked, so my club was small, really small, especially in Philly. Yeah, the whole week was spent getting beer, right? So, what am I going to do? So, the best guess is, in my fantasy, I'd like to go and see if I can live and work in Ireland, doing what I do, teaching or acting, and I will set up for a year just to see if it's a romantic notion that I've always wanted to do, or if I can actually pull it off, and I would love living there. So, I start to do research on how I could, and I look up what's the acting community like in Dublin, and in fact, it's quite small. And the studio that teaches my technique, Meisner technique, I contact them and they say, everyone goes to London from Dublin. They don't trust training in Dublin. Everyone that's serious goes to London. So we're a small studio and there's not a big pool here. If you start a studio, you and I won't survive, So I thought, wow. And I said, what about roles? He said, again, almost everyone goes to London to act because there are 2 or 3 here, but you won't earn a living here as an actor. Everybody goes there. So I do a tour and I email people and say, hey, would you have me in? And I teach at studios in Dublin and then London and Manchester and Bristol. And I do this fact-finding, could I? Does anyone like what I teach? Does anyone, does it? And the way I teach it, does it make sense? Just to see, could this work? Because I know I can work as an actor if I can do it visa-wise, but I know the acting part. So that was 3 years ago. Then I'm going back to do my second summer of seminars, pandemic, and I start teaching online to all these people that were going to go to the seminar, and I end up teaching them for 2 years online. So I have all these students in England now. Then I was anxious to get in the classroom because we'd been online. So I would go about every 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and I would rent a studio, and we would all meet and work in person. And I go home, teach them online, go back, teach in person, go back. But it became, I kind of like it here. And I like it because...
Here in England?
Yeah, in London. I like it because I don't walk around scared. I don't worry about getting shot in London. Right. I don't have any fear in London. It's a major city. And they say it's dangerous, but I don't feel the depression I feel in LA. Anybody cut me off in traffic to me says, that could be a gun. Don't raise your voice. In England, it's so polite and it's so inviting. You're thrown off by when people are courteous because what's your game? And I realize we have so much suspicion, especially.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah. So here's what I say: in Ireland and England, they trust you until you break their trust. In America, you're not trusted. You got to earn it, and that's the difference. And even then, you're in constant suspicion, right? Yes. So I enjoy that, A, and B, the English student doesn't have the same ethic about teaching. The American student says, you're my employee because I'm paying you. Right. The English student says, I'm lucky to be in a room to learn something from somebody. Of course I got to pay you because that's how it works, but I'm happy to be here, teach me. The American student, they're both fearful about the thing, but the American student constantly says, prove you know what you're doing, A, and B, I will treat this class the way I want to treat it because I'm paying for it. Mr. Meisner said, oh, is that what you think? Go, get out, get out. Right? So today's student is aching for you to screw up so they can say, gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. On film, too. Yeah.
Oh.
They want to take down the teacher.
How long are you going for?
This trip will be as long as I can stay, but I'm setting up for 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll see.
He stopped here on his way to the airport.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I have an agent.
That's so great.
I got an agent, and I have a class or 2 to teach. So working out a place to stay, and I'm going to see if it works. And if it doesn't, I come home at my apartment, keep it all.
Time. Isn't it? It's like a whole new season when you're an empty nester. I'm an empty nester too, and it's.
How old's yours?
She's 20, going to be. Why are you laughing at me? She's going to be 23. Don't laugh at me.
I like looking at his face.
She finally left.
Yeah.
At 23, she left.
Let me tell you, I'm just going to give my daughter 1 second in your interview, which I usually do in everyone's because she's the love of my life. She went to San Diego. She's been there for 4 years, and she is an amazing child and student. She's graduated. She has a job. 2 months after she graduated, she's working at a real estate company. She's super responsible and amazing, and I'm so grateful. But I was one of those helicopter moms that
I was just going to say, you've heard helicopter mom, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I
enjoyed every minute of it. I really had an amazing experience.
Do you think you let go?
No. proud to not have let
Do
go.
I think I will never let go? No. I like I said, enjoyed
I
my...
think you will never.
Okay, so here's the
But
test.
I've let go of... hold on, let me say this. She's an independent person. She makes her own choices. I'm not running her life. I'm just an added...
Their burial plots are right next to each
No,
other.
no. I enjoyed being a mother, and I had the greatest experience,
what
even
have you
though her
replaced it
dad
with?
left when she was a year and a
This
half.
show.
This is
What
it?
is what?
This
What
is
have you
the
replaced it
replacement for your
with?
daughter, this show.
I have a full life. I didn't need to. I don't even really want to replace that part. I do.
Well, there's hours that you're not spending
Oh
taking
no,
her
I'm
to school
working
and
and
making.
I do a lot. Yeah. So
Yeah.
but I'm not pining. I'm not like in my
Really?
room flicking the light
How many
switch.
times you talked to her today?
Once she called me on. I was here. She called me to say
Before
hello.
our
She
11
called me on her
o'clock
way to work. She just likes to check in. We talk every day. That's not wrong.
Dynamite.
She's my child.
Dynamite.
Like, how you doing? Just staying connected. That's it.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel like I'm in a therapy
I talk
session
every day to
right
my
now.
daughter. How much do you need?
That's right. Yeah.
What's wrong?
Yeah. Requests.
Who's bothering you now?
Yeah.
You have 2 kids.
Oh,
Three.
By the way,
Three girls.
I got a great
3
story about
girls.
Sammy. I was somewhere, I was at a show, and we were about to go on stage, and I get these texts. You got to call me now. She was with her mother in Hawaii. This was a week ago.
Okay.
You got to. I cannot talk only for a minute. I don't have much time. It's like 10 texts. I'm serious. You have to talk to me now. Fine. By the way, we're in April. I pick up the phone. Sam, what do you need? I'm going on stage. She goes, for my birthday, December. If I find somebody, can we go to Italy? Gotta go, Sam. And the only thing as we were talking today that I'm mad about is today you can't slam the phone down
right.
on the receiver.
That's
You just
right.
got to push a button. But
That's
if
right.
I could have slammed the phone down,
That's
it would have
right.
been slammed
That's
down.
right.
Get a
gesture.
button for it and
Yeah, I
just
get a-
hold it up to the button.
Yeah. This is me
Just
slamming
a
this down.
sound
This is-
effect.
yes,
Yes.
that's
Oh, you're
great.
blessed to have 3 girls then.
Yeah,
Now, are
they're
they all
dynamite.
here? Do they know Dad's leaving for 3 months or?
Yeah, that's the. So when I was thinking about moving to Long Beach, I asked them, "Do you guys mind if I leave? Should I stay here in Thousand Oaks where you grew up? So there's a place." And where I lived was not their home. They grew up in. After the divorce, we went into separate places. So they said, "No, you're not really attached to your place, Dad. So do what's good for you."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "But it'll be better because I'm closer, right?" And they said, "Yeah, do what you want. Do what you want, Dad." So I moved to Long Beach. And every break they go and stay on couches in Thousand Oaks because it's where they're from and they take their old jobs back. Their people hire them and they hang with their friends. And I realized if I had stayed in Thousand Oaks, I'd have them to myself. I would have had them the whole time. But one is in Arizona at college. One is at UC Riverside at college. And my oldest is 24 and she is becoming a AD for film sets. Yeah,
Oh,
she's in the
One of
program.
them following your footsteps. Huh? So that's
Yeah, she says, "Dad, we both want to get on sets every day. How about that? We both have that."
That's
the
so
one's
sweet.
behind the camera, one's in front of the camera. Tell
That's
stay
right.
behind the camera.
That's right. That's
That's
right. Oh
sweet.
no, and she's great at it. She's great at it. Yeah, and it's that lovely reassurance that you feel like, okay, she's set up. She's go get her. She's driven. Has it right, and I don't worry
She's in the
every
union,
day.
or-
That's right. She's in the union program to
Okay,
become.
okay.
So she's in a great place. On course to do it. That fear that every parent has, like, I just don't want my kid to flounder or worry, or I don't want my kid to not know what they're doing till they're 35 and have this bad sense of self or make bad choices and live and do things that wouldn't because they're bored. And I get that with her. That no worries there. No worries at
that's
all.
beautiful.
So I know what you're feeling when you say she's.
Oh, it was the ugliest 2 hours when I dropped her off at college. It was. Did I teach her everything she needs to know? Did I give her a warm enough jacket? I'm like, it's San Diego.
Yeah.
Like, how cold can it be in San Diego? And I had gone through 2 boxes of
Yeah.
on the way home. It was awful. It was just so ugly. Cry, but you know what? When you love hard like that, like it's like.
Listen, it's a big learning curve for parents. Is what your heartbreak on the empty nest. I did not reach it with, oh, finally I get to do all this stuff. I reached it with, wow, I really set my life up to be around these kids, and I liked it. I
Right.
liked what I did with
Right.
them. It doesn't.
Yes.
It feels empty for me to do other things because it's not as valuable right now for me not to be meeting them for taking them to
Yes.
because. So that I didn't count on, and it hurt that they didn't call me and have the same fit. It bothered me. So when I hear another parent saying, "My kid's about to go away," I said, "It's going to hurt. Don't worry."
Mine was Sammy was fighting with her mom, and she was calling me like 7 times a day. I'm on the way home from work. Would you make up with your mother? I'll talk to you every day, but I can't talk 7 times a day to hear you're getting on the bus. Get on the bus.
And
I'll
you know,
talk to
I'm
you
just
later.
talking. I'm gonna call you out for 1 second.
Aw.
You
Yes.
You're like, oh, you're a helicopter mom, and you
You
don't
are.
talk to. I am here for 6 hours today, and Sammy, and you are very close with Sammy, and you talk a lot, and she calls you a lot. So
she needs
there's
money.
nothing wrong with parents being close with their children. And
No?
I think that now that we have FaceTime,
Healthily.
et cetera,
Yeah.
I'm healthy about it.
Healthily
I
close to
totally
the
let her.
child, yeah.
She's making her mistakes,
Yeah.
and you've done well when they are making good
Yeah.
choices, and she'll call and say, "What do you think?" Or she's a great
She
communicator.
won't tell you that she hired somebody to move in next door and give her reports on her every other day.
There's a PI
Mom, I met this new friend.
on retainer.
That's like my mom in the bushes across the street.
Mom, I met this new friend. Oh, how is Janice? How do you know her name's Janice? Oh,
I met her on the way out.
yeah, good.
I know, right? Oh, well, you're like one of my aha moments in this industry, and I'm so grateful that I got to meet you today and hear your amazing stories.
Well, thanks.
No, really, you're just one of the finest actors out there, and I hope I get to see you in tons more. things.
Yeah,
I
gosh,
don't
me
know.
too.
I got to go back and watch Biloxi Blues again.
Yeah, right?
yeah,
I
great
know.
movie.
I remember seeing it, but you're young.
Great, yeah.
Yeah.
It's 22.
Yeah, I mean, you're just a solid,
22.
you're incredible. So I know I've said that a million times, but I really.
You put yourself in line for things to go well, and then quote a bit of luck. But it's for you. It's because you put yourself in a position. Actors say to me, I have my crap job or my shitty apartment, and I think, well, the reason you're available to audition is because you have a roof and a job, and you're feeding yourself, and you have gas for the car, and you can get places. So you should really honor all those things you do that remind you that's why you're here. Because it's easier to live in Kansas at half the rate than to live here.
Right.
So the fact that you're doing that, and don't knock all the efforts. Those are reinforcements to what am I really doing here? And you remind yourself by doing a job you don't want to do, because it keeps you in a position to be available for the audition at a moment's notice, because they're not going to fly you in from Kansas for an audition.
Right.
They're not going to. Right, everything's on tape now, but they're really not going to reach out and do all that because they need you so desperately. Things happen very quickly. I mean, when I did the morning show, they would just call Wednesday and say you work Friday.
Right.
If I was in
And
Kansas.
it's a different world now than it was back when we started, and I was pulling out my Thomas guide, getting lost for 4 hours on my way to an audition.
That's right.
I miss the Thomas guides.
Oh my
So
God.
much.
Right?
You always had it behind the passenger seat. You pull it out.
There's just so much
on
more
the phone with your
availability.
secretary.
G7?
You're going to page 448,
Yeah,
E5.
G7.
Yeah, you're doing a little.
And
Are
to
you sure?
Yeah,
and to phone or to send in the tape, it was like a VHS
Oh, that's
that you
right.
had to
Yeah,
like
yeah.
transfer
right.
over to the blah blah
Oh,
blah.
yeah.
And so now it's so much.
Yeah.
There's just so much at our
Yeah.
hands.
It's good and it's bad.
Yeah.
It's good and it's bad. I do like going in the room. I do miss going in and being personable with somebody rather than just nope. They can watch
Yeah.
3 seconds of you.
Yeah.
Nope.
Just well, I was going to say that. I'll say it off camera.
No.
3 words that describe you, Mr. Markus Flanagan.
She wants you to give her.
That's
3
not for
words
me to do.
describe
That's
you.
for others to do.
3 words that describe you. It's on the note right behind you. I have to say
Oh
it
yeah,
straight
no,
from
you
the
can
note.
say it, but
She forgot to say the what are.
I mean, aside from the obvious, handsome, smart, funny, educated, articulate, just cross all those off your
Yeah, he went
list.
to Bucks County Community
I know.
College.
yeah. I guess I would say loyal.
That's a number 1. That is, say no more. Forget the other 2. Loyal is,
Yeah.
no, honestly,
know?
like that's a
He's got to say the other 2.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
that's a great one.
Honest, logical. I don't know if they're the same thing, but those 2 things really matter to me. And realistic, I want to say.
That was easy.
Yeah.
Those are great. Number 1, loyal. That's a great quality. It's hard to find.
Yeah.
And humble. Don't forget humble.
It goes without saying, Robert. It's not like we have to beat a dead horse. I mean,
I have a tattoo, humble, on my side.
I know, right? It's like the movie
It's-
No Regrets, not
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
It's like spelled wrong.
So how many people interview you when they do this? How many people just fire questions off at you?
Nobody fires the questions at
Okay.
me. It's all about you. I don't really. It doesn't have to be about me at all. Really, my life's not about me. It's about everyone else.
Is it?
And that's fine. That's how.
Is that the Coriolis effect?
It's the Coriolis effect. Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
here's the effect coming back at you.
Yeah.
So here's my question to you. You look worried.
No,
You should be.
I'm not worried at all.
Okay.
You can ask me anything. I'm actually like, wow, somebody actually cares
So if-
about what I say.
So if they say, okay, your agent calls and says, oh my gosh, they're doing a remake of this movie and they want you for the lead. What is that dream movie that you want to remake and be the lead in?
I was going to ask you that same question. Well, I've always said this, that I would have loved to have had a career like on Friends. Like that would have been my dream show. Movie? To remake a movie?
I know the movie you want to remake.
Yeah, I know you do. Okay, go ahead.
No, you say it. Because I'll write mine down. Hold on. Go ahead, you say it.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh, okay, here it is. We're going to see if we have a match. Ding, 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 ding.
Go ahead, say it.
And
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Ah!
Oh, that's a great one, but I don't really
Pretty
want to play
Woman.
her. That's okay. Yes, Breakfast at Tiffany's would be my favorite. Yeah, and I'd probably add a little bit, my own self to it. But
okay, you and me on the Vespa in Audrey Hepburn. What movie? On the Vespa around Rome.
What's it called? I'm sorry. I know what you're
That's the remake for us.
Yes, that's a good one.
I'll drive the Vespa.
Okay.
What's the name of the movie?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Gregory Peck.
Gregory Peck's it, yes, but I don't remember
The only one I know is Breakfast and Tiffany's.
No,
No, you said that. No, you took it out of my head.
It's I know which one you're talking
Roman
about.
Holiday.
Roman Holiday. I was like, when in Rome. That's
fantastic.
my mind. Yeah.
Which I think was a Olsen Twins movie.
That's a great movie. I would do that movie in a second. I think whoever's listening, we should do that. Let's do that movie.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I actually, just a little side note, I had to be Audrey Hepburn at a Halloween thing on a boat, and we won Best Dressed Costume. So I have a picture that maybe I'll find that. I had to cut the guy out, though. That's okay.
Well, of course.
Yeah, he was my husband of 26 days.
You got married for 26
It's a longer story.
Okay,
That's another
okay.
interview. But
So-
I have more
the answer to the
questions for
question is
you.
yes, 26 days.
So,
Movie coming
here's
soon.
the thing. Just, I don't know, this might make you uncomfortable, but
ahead.
I leave in 22 days. Did you want to get married?
Yeah.
And
we could for like 21.
21
Well, we figured it was a year and a half, the 26 days, next one's a week.
A week?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
3.5 years.
3.5
Yes, I had a
years.
baby
Okay.
with that. So, I mean, I have like 2 weeks. Yeah. There you go. I go 14 days.
You're getting on the flight to Japan. Mm-hmm. It's 22 hours. You have a choice of seats. You got to sit next to the smelly guy, or you got to sit next to the guy that is so big he is falling. His body is overflowing into the space. So which seat do you take? The smelly guy?
Crying. I'm like
Or
getting a
the-
visual. I like what I'd probably say, I would actually say I'd like to sit between them. I
Oh,
would
it's
sit
two different
between them.
spaces. You got to choose one or the
Well,
other.
I'd rally and I'd ask someone to move, and I'd say,
You
guys
can't
sit
change the
next to me.
question. You got to answer the question.
And the stewardess is saying, not stewardess,
It's
flight
just,
attendant is
would you
saying,
rather- you
ma'am,
wanna-
ma'am, take a
dance
seat.
smell for 22
I
hours or
can't
somebody
answer that
in your
because
thing?
I feel like it's like I would want to sit with both of them because nobody else
Want
would.
to sit with?
Yes, because if somebody else doesn't want to, I'd want to like.
No, they're just the only two seats that are left on the plane. That's all they
You know,
got.
it's interesting. I wouldn't think of it that way. I
It's
don't
22
know.
hours. You got to sit down. You can't stand the whole flight. You got to sit down. Where are you sitting?
Take the smelly guy and douse with your perfume.
Here's
I
my
can't
question.
pick between the
Here's a new
two
question.
under.
Do you have avoidance issues?
No, I would
Yes.
sit with both of them.
No, she has an everybody
You would move seats just so, and they would never feel your pity. They would never feel.
I'm not pitying
Neither of them
them.
would say, lady.
Okay,
don't need you."
I think I would probably sit next. Gosh, this is hard. So I would sit next to the one that was overflowing.
You couldn't make them sit together and take the empty seat?
No, because I would just.
We took that off the table.
Yeah.
He's doing that to reel you in. He just reeled you in
It's
on
like
that one.
such a trick question and terrible. It's like I feel both bad for both of them.
Could you say that and speak into your microphone when you do it?
I'm sorry. This is only my 97th show.
97 tries, and I'm going to get it right.
Well, Marcus, you're just like you're caught me off guard here. Okay, so are we done interviewing me?
I've got 10 more.
Okay,
Easily.
let's go.
Easily 10
Okay,
more.
go ahead. You asked me.
You have to change your name. Are you going to change your name to Rainbow or Destiny?
Oh, that's a good one. Rainbow or Destiny? I would say Destiny.
Destiny. People might call you Desi.
Yeah, the problem with Destiny is...
Go ahead, say it.
She works by the airport.
Ooh.
Oh, I see
You
what
take
this
rain-
is. I
rainbow-
totally
there's
get what
no-
this
yeah.
is now.
Clear handle?
This is
Yeah.
this is
Rain-
good.
there's no rainbow on
Okay,
the stage.
this is the
There's definitely a
roasting
Destiny on that
show.
stage.
It's not a
for
roasting.
Cory
No.
Oliver.
It's
the Cory Oliver roasting
it's
show.
it's about your choices and your
Yes,
creativity.
Go ahead. I will give you. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. You can work for any director, living or dead, in their next movie.
Stanley Kubrick.
Oh, good for you.
Answers, Stanley Cooper and dead.
Kubrick.
Kubrick, sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me why.
He's just one of the ones that I have valued as an actress and would love to be directed by him. I have others. But they're dead.
That came quickly.
I'm trying to how to phrase it. You can either say you can never act again, or you can never sing again, or you can only do one.
I would love to sing.
So you give up
I
acting
would
for
give
singing.
up acting in a second, in
Yes.
one single solitary second, to sing the rest of my life. I say it to God every day,
Okay.
Lord, can you please just let me sing for
You
the
can
rest
never
of my life?
act again, and you can sing once on stage,
Oh.
and never again.
Who's
Look at the face,
in
look
the
at the face.
audience? Who am I singing for? I mean, how
Just
big
a
is this state?
random 10,000 people.
10,000 people.
Yep. Now a random 200 people.
I'm gonna go 10,000.
No, I'm saying, what if it's only 200? Because there's a line. I'm going to find where that line is. 200, no. 10,000, yes.
This is
Let's
like
find
a
where that
room
line is to give up acting.
Okay. You have to marry one of these two guys.
Okay.
There's a smile on
Zac
her face already.
Efron or Orlando Bloom.
Zac Efron.
Oh, that came fast
Team
as
Zac,
well.
quick, yeah.
He's dreamy.
He's a little young for
It's
you.
not even the way that he looks.
He's
it's
a little
not,
young for you.
He is a little young. Yeah, he's way young for me.
How old
He'd
are
be
you?
his mother. I've not really talked about that on the. If we're
Well, do
leaving
the
the
math. She's got a
audience to
22-year-old
guess.
daughter.
But here's
Right,
the
but
thing.
if you had her at
Right.
5,
Yeah,
I love him. Can you say that? Here's a new button for us. I love you,
have
Marcus.
I have a 24-year-old daughter, but I don't think you're
So
mine.
here's the thing. I have.
The leak was great, man.
Yeah, I know. I knew this was gonna happen.
You have.
No. You finally got your moment to roast
I had to bring
me.
up one of my
You have a
homeboys.
Zac Efron thing.
No, I have a Duck Dynasty thing. I like
Oh,
your
that's
not
just-
your
by the way,
pretty
that's
boy
her.
kind of.
Oh my.
No, I don't like. I mean, I like them.
Okay.
They're nice people. But if I were to, if you were to say, oh, would you rather marry
Brad Pitt or ZZ Top, she'd pick ZZ
ZZ
Top.
Top all day
dear
long?
God,
Great
okay.
one.
Yeah.
Great one.
So
Dear God, he says. That's so
you
like,
cannot play the princess, but they're
trust me,
remaking.
I have not.
They're remaking Princess Bride, but you can't play the princess.
Play the witch.
Who are you gonna play?
What's his name? Billy Crystal's wife.
No, I want to play. My name is Zara Montoya, and I'll be playing.
Diego Montoya.
That's what I would play that
You would
part
play
in
that
a
part?
second. Yes, absolutely.
I do not think that word means what
Yeah,
you
yeah.
think it means. That's such
Let
a
me-
great
no.
one.
He's
Let me
so great
explain.
in that.
All through. Let me explain.
But
Let me
back to
explain.
guy. He's great. He's all over TikTok. He's on TikTok. Like he's phenomenal. He. I mean, that's one of his best roles. But yeah, that's what. These are great questions.
Get to the
What
psychiatric-
is-
get
I
to the
feel
psychiatric
badass
test.
for those lame
Let
ones.
her do her psychiatric test, and you get 3 more questions.
My psychiatric test.
Oh yes, it's a word association test.
Oh,
and,
okay.
I'm going to say a word, and you're just going to
And go through 'em
immediately
quick, no
go
comments.
through them quickly,
I'm
please.
talking to you, Cory. Go through them quick. No comments.
Family,
The greatest.
acting,
Lifelong.
teaching,
Endeavor.
hoagie,
Philly.
England,
T.
confidence,
Lacking.
nuh-uh, hope. To have confidence.
Keep it alive. Keep it alive.
Keep it alive. Okay.
I swear I thought you were going to say Hoggy when I wrote Hoagie.
That's it?
You know he's from Philly. I know
Fine.
that.
No,
I didn't know you knew what a Hoagie is.
Of course I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Philly.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You get a script. You read it. What's your first thought? This is your part. It's your audition. Here's your sides. What's your first thought after you read it?
Well, that's like a really
What am I
general
going to
question.
wear
Like,
for the interview?
no, my first thought, it depends on what the screenplay's about. It depends on, what the, what role are they giving
So your
you
first
to
thought is,
read
I need to
for.
know more.
Yes. No.
What's your first thought?
Wow, you're really getting in my head today. No, it's not.
Hey,
That's like, what?
you found Jack.
In Jack and Jill?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would be a good Jack.
I did that show.
No, she wrote a movie called Jack
gosh,
and
he
Jill
would.
about two people
Yeah.
who find each other, but they both have Tourette's syndrome.
Oh my.
It's a good script.
It's really,
a good
really,
script.
it's won like 3 awards. It's funny.
really
It's
good
really funny.
Cool.
Send him the script. I'll get you his email.
Oh my
You send him
gosh,
the
you're
script.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd be a
You'd
good Jack
be a
or
very
Jill.
great Jack. Yeah. I don't even know what you asked me.
What's your first thought?
Of the script.
When you get a part, what's your first thought? When you have a script?
Oh, when I get a part,
no,
what's my
when you
first
get an
thought?
audition, you
the
get a
audition for the
script,
sides,
you
and you get the
read
sides.
it. You have something in front of you. You say, I'm going to apply myself to this. What's your first thought?
Oh, I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read the script again. I probably would read it about 5 times before I actually made a determination on how I would.
Okay.
I would
So it's all
literally read
process.
it. Yeah, I would read it and
So
read it.
no
over
thoughts
again.
about, you just grind, and then
No,
thoughts.
because I can read it with, you're thinking, oh, this might be my role, and you have all this excitement, and it's like rose-colored glasses, and then you read it again.
So your first thought is
and
panic.
you settle in, and then you read it. Not necessarily panic, like excitement for me, which doesn't really translate to panic. It's just I get excited. I'm like really excited to see what is this character
Okay,
going to
good.
do? What's she going to be?
All right.
How is she going to end
So
up?
that's your first thought.
Yes.
I get to do this. This is exciting.
Yeah.
It's good.
Positive.
It's great instinct.
Yeah.
It's great
And,
instinct.
and then you kind of like settle in, and then when you get it, you read it again and again and again. There's scripts that I have that I never got the part that I'll still read because I'm like, oh, the part is that was amazing, and I might even lend it to somebody else. Are you waving at me?
No, I was waving 5 at you.
I don't know. We just somehow turned this into my interview, so I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, this
I'm
is
good
so
at this.
nice of you to actually
Yeah.
ask me a question. I
So nice of
appreciate
you to
it.
put her on the spot.
Well, yeah.
No, I do. They're very good questions. I should have written them all down to
Well,
ask my guests.
two more questions.
some are silly. Some were just to
No, they're
put you off guard.
fun
But,
because they're not. They're actually they make you think, and
right.
they're good questions.
So you're at your lofty age of 32 now. What would you say to the 18-year-old young actress coming from the small town landing in LA? What advice would you say to yourself at 18?
Bring more than $400.
yeah, I would say stay grounded.
How does an 18-year-old stay grounded? What does that
Well,
mean?
I actually, for me personally, I had
Well, it
God.
is for you personally.
I
That's what I'm
had
asking you.
God, and
Okay.
I was like, I kind of kept me on the way I was raised. But I would say never give up. And there are moments in my life and in this career that I
But
could
you're
have.
speaking to yourself at 18, so
Yes.
you would say to yourself, never give up.
Well, no, and okay, at 18, I didn't come here at 18. I came here at 22, so I'd already gone through
The seed
from
got
18 to
planted
22. And that's
somewhere.
a big difference.
Right,
As
but-
your acting coach knew, because they don't want to take you at 18. They want you to have a little more life experience. So I had a little more life experience. I would say, you don't realize in this industry, like you said in the beginning of this interview, the casting director liked you. She was one of the casting. You said she was one of the casting directors that liked me. And to try and cultivate those relationships with casting directors is important. It really is. And I don't think people realize that. They think that, oh, that's just the casting director. But that's the gateway into the project, right? A big project. So I would say, really, I don't know, in this business, cultivating relationships with casting directors. I didn't know that in the beginning.
Good advice.
It's acting is like going to the gym. In a sense, it's a muscle,
Should.
right? And
Yeah.
so if you're going to stay in shape physically, I had a great independent coach, Joe Salazar. I went to Van Mar Academy. I went to study with Roy London. I had all those
You
people.
studied with
but
Roy
I had,
London?
Yeah, just a minute, not a long time.
I
Let's
say,
not get
didn't he
excited.
die in-
Yeah, no.
He died
Now
in
early
he's
80s?
trying to...
Yeah.
It was early 80s or something,
Not
right?
Roy London. I'm sorry. Who was it? Jay Davis and I studied with him.
Well, Roy London was an icon.
Not Roy London.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Jeremiah Comey. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah,
Jeremiah
I
Comey.
don't know
I
who that is.
apologize. I'm very good at switching it. Jeremiah, you don't know him? Jeremiah? Okay, well, he's in LA. And this is a long answer to your question that I forgot what the
I'll say
question
it.
was. Okay, go ahead.
I just said, I'll say it. It's a long
Okay.
answer.
Okay, well, anyway, to my 18-year-old self, I don't know because I wasn't here at 18. To my 22-year-old self, I was very naive and gullible. I believed everything everyone said, as you can see. I still do. And so, I don't know. What would I say? That's a very good
Tell me
question.
one thing you worried about a lot that you later realized you wasted a lot of time worrying about it.
It's a lot harder on the other side of the table, isn't it?
Saved by the ring.
It's my mom.
Yes.
Mom, I'm in an interview with Cory. I made her cry
so crazy.
for the third time. So, does Jack make Jill cry a lot in this screen?
No, I don't know. It's good. I don't even know.
What did you worry about?
It depends on which time. The thing that comes the most is...
Well, that you would tell yourself at 18, don't worry about this. You're going to waste a lot of time on this, but don't.
Worrying about my future ex-husband and his health, because it was a lot of pain in what he's gone through, and it really didn't matter because he didn't care, and so I've worried a lot for him, years of it. But at 18, I would look back and go, okay, well, it was a lot more worrying than you should have, because it didn't matter, and it was a lot of pain.
Yeah, you could have saved yourself
a long time. It's a good question, though. I don't know. I think I tend to try not to worry, right? The Bible says do not worry about anything, because, the birds don't worry and
I don't know.
You don't know what the Bible says. Okay. Well,
I don't.
I think the birds worry. They worry about getting eaten by other birds.
Okay, this is turned into this
Now, here's another. Hey, listen, they're not going to stop at this point. As an attractive woman, how long does it take you to figure out when a guy approaches you that he's talking to you in an effort to gain favor?
Never.
3 years.
I don't. It does.
It's usually right after the marriage, or maybe a little later.
Wait, is that what you meant by let's go to dinner?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that's what you meant.
God, it's like the roasting.
How long does it take? You have no instincts for the fact that
none. Zero.
So a guy comes up and says to you, I need directions, and you think no matter what, he must need directions.
I had to start a show 100%. To get her to understand it.
Oh my God, you're so lame. No, I don't. I don't really realize it. I don't know. You have to ask.
That guy's so nice. He's been buying me drinks all night.
I'm old school, and I don't really drink and go out to bars. So.
I don't know. We're in Hawaii together, and he's buying dinner, and we're swimming. But
private plane.
He said he was lonely, and he just had an extra seat. So I didn't no idea what that meant.
I don't understand why you'd even ask me that question. Like, what does that mean?
I just think that attractive women have a different set of instincts and rules. And
I don't have rules. I just don't put myself out there.
I had a client who was drop dead gorgeous. And we were in court, and I went in court. I came outside, and somebody was sitting next to her on the bench. And I got there, he got up and left. And I said, what was that about? Oh, he was just asking me out. I said, all right, how often does that happen to you? And she goes, oh, not as much as you think, 4 or 5 times a day. I said, that's a lot. She goes, well, no, you? I go, yeah, twice in my life.
Ever?
And I remembered it 10 years ago. Oh, she was, yeah.
Oh,
but this girl constantly gets asked out 5 to 6 times a day. It's just her life. And she thinks that's everybody's that way. Yeah. So, that's a different mindset.
5 to 6 times a month. And so, but I would never ask a guy out.
Well, then again, how do you know?
Yes.
You say you don't know. You might be getting asked out 10 times a day. You don't.
No,
you say
I'm not.
You don't.
I 100%.
You better go back and think.
I'm telling you right now, no one's asked me. No one, not like that. It's not like that nowadays either. It's a different world. And
I've heard.
Yeah.
I've heard.
It's hard to ask out on Zoom.
Yeah.
Or date on Zoom.
They're
like, wait,
no, they had Zoom dates.
Of course.
Yeah.
They
Zoom
everything.
Parties, they'd
Zoom doctor visits. You'd Zoom everything. Gosh. Everything.
That was my theory, because before the pandemic, there were 3 million Zoom accounts. By April, and the pandemic started at the end of March, by the end of April, there were 200 million.
Oh!
Yes.
Went from 3 million to 200 million.
Who's the NBA player that invested in that?
I don't know, but he's a genius. I think
it was Shaq, wasn't it?
I think it was Zoom that started this whole pandemic.
Oh, they killed it. They nailed it with that one.
Yes.
Thank you. We did not make our 100th show, but it was very nice. Very nice knowing all of you out there.
All right, you got one more question.
Okay. Here it is.
Nervous?
Yeah.
No, I'm not nervous.
We're going to do a segment from now. We're going to have him zoom in from London and ask Cory.
Yeah, I'm just going to hand my job over to you.
Cory.
You're way better at this than I am. I'm going to step my question game up.
Yeah.
I don't want to make my I actually think that you know the question and that you're just, this is like the lead
Cool.
out
You
to
still
like
have one more
the
question for
finale.
Marcus, yeah.
You cannot live in America any longer. Where are you going to live? And you can't visit America for 11 months a year. You have to leave America. You got to live somewhere else in the world. Where is it going to be?
Italy.
Oh, how about you? Why?
I'm Italian. I've always wanted to go there. I've never been there. I probably have a lot of family there. If I can't make Italy, I'd go to Ireland. Mainly because the movie P.S. I Love You was there.
Oh,
And
gosh.
it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous.
It's the best place in the world.
Gorgeous. So
Yeah,
maybe
been there
Ireland.
a dozen times. I love it there.
Some place in the country. I'm not like really, married to the ocean. So I like the countryside, like, Tuscany or somewhere like,
So on my 35th birthday, I go to Dublin and I'm staying in the Clarence Hotel, which is owned by U2, because I'm hoping I can see my idols,
That's funny.
at their hotel. And I'm in the hotel guest parlor after 5 o'clock. This room becomes hotel guests only. Go in and get a pizza. And we're sitting in the parlor, and my sister is with me and another friend, and looking at my sister talking, and she looks over my shoulder and she says, "You will not believe who just walked in." And I said, "Don't lie, don't lie, don't lie." She said, "He just walked in. He's with a whole bunch of people, but he's here."
Bono or Rich?
Bono walks in, and oh my God, he's here. He's totally here. He's totally here. Oh my God, oh my God. And I start racing. He's here, man. He's here. Whew, wow. This guy meant so much to me. My God, and it worked. I'm here and he's here. I can't believe I'm in the room with him. Wow, wow, wow. And I'm not going to say, I'm not starstruck. I'm not starstruck, right? So I say to the waiter, how does he respond to people saying hi? And he says, well, he's with friends. Let him have his coffee first. And he's usually pretty agreeable about it. But, he's with friends. So just give him a minute to settle in. And I said, oh, okay. So looking at my sister going, have his coffees yet? Did he have it? Where's his coffee? You see, is it his hand? Where's the coffee?
How long does it take to drink a cup of coffee?
Suddenly she says, oh, he's getting up. He's putting his coat on. I was like, what? He's what? So
he's not.
I go out of the parlor and I'm in the lobby and I'm looking through the window into where the parlor is, and there's Bono hugging everybody in his group saying good night, good night. And I see him and I'm looking at brochures and I'm just like, and of course the guy at the front desk is saying to me, you okay? Yeah, fine. Just checking out the dolphin, swim with the dolphins. That's cool. Yeah, you been to this weaving factory? Right? It's just, that's cool. And I keep looking, and then, suddenly he comes through the door and I do the whole, I'm going in and oh, hey, didn't see you there.
That's so lame.
Total cheese. And he's like, hey, you doing? I said, yeah, hey, listen, man, I got you for a second here. Thanks for the music. It's made a big difference for me. I really enjoy it. He says, yeah, that's great. And he starts to leave, and I do the stalker slide, and I box him in. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm staying in the hotel, and I'm writing this script about a guy finding his roots in Ireland. It's my life story, my dad. And he's like, you're finding your roots. Well, you're from LA. Yeah, it's those guys in there from LA. Are they? Yeah. And he starts to slide, and I'm sliding. Right? And I'm like, yeah, so anyway, and he just then sits back, he steps back, puts his hands in his pockets, and he has total reservation that he clearly can't leave. And I just say, anyway, I really appreciate the music. I appreciate it. Okay, cool, yeah. And I go in and tell myself, I met this guy. I met him. We talked. He's, oh my God. Next day, I get up, get in the elevator. I'm going down, get in. There's a guy that works at the hotel. Morning. Door's shut. We're going down. It's quiet. And then he says, I heard you met the boss man last night. Like, does everyone know? He goes, yeah.
Oh, you were his story.
So Bono says, whatever room he's in, let me know. I'm never coming when that guy's in the lobby. I was an APB on the guest because the first thing, I heard you met the boss man. How do you know? They're talking. The whole staff is talking.
Your picture is up. Your picture is at the front desk.
I must be barred at this point. It was just, and I was so. It couldn't. The shot was him saying that, and my eyes just going, "Oh, I did it! I did! I totally."
Last year, actually this year, Bono was watching the morning show. That's the guy.
Yes,
that's the guy.
Yeah, how about that?
Oh my God, I was so embarrassed, and yet I thought the clock was running. What was I going to do? One word and go. I'll never see him again.
You weren't going to see him again anyway.
I'll never see him again.
Oh my God.
Okay, 7 years later.
You made an impression.
I'm in Dublin. 7 years later, 1 a.m, 5 years later, 7 years later, I'm in Dublin 1 a.m, can't sleep, jet lag. I decide to go to a internet cafe and go check my email to kill time. I am walking down the QUAY, which they call a key, right? And there's the Clarence Hotel. And I smile and say, I stayed there. I'm not kidding. A Maserati pulls up as I approach. Dej and Bono jump out and walk right in front of me as they're going into their hotel at 1 a.m. And I just smiled, thinking, I can't say it. I can't just, guys.
Yes, you had
Oh my, I can't. But I smiled. I thought, I've been to Dublin twice in 7 years, and I've bumped into Bono twice. This means, see, I'm in the club now. I can be cool and just go, oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, see him all the time here at Clarence. I can be, but I couldn't believe the timing of it.
It'd have been a better story if you didn't
That's so crazy.
And see if he'd have remembered you.
You might have spent the night in jail.
Let's go in the lobby. That's our place, man.
Restraining order's got to have Bono's signature on it.
Oh, that's right. Can I take it to his house to sign it?
For 7 years.
Oh my God.
I finally found you.
So at that point, I was cool.
And then it was really cool. He goes, do it. No, that's my twin brother.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, you met him, did you? Oh, he's the bad one. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
That's brutal. Brutal. I've had those moments. Those are amazing.
Oh, yeah. You meet a hero. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, well, your clock reset.
Okay, well.
Goes to 95 minutes.
I have one more question for you. One more.
Are we still rolling yet?
Yes, we are.
We're almost out of tape.
Oh.
All right, okay, so quickly, who influences you the most? I was going to say who your celebrity crush is, but clearly by your questions, it's me. So forget that. What?
I missed everything you said there. Mike crushes?
No, I said...
Who's your celebrity crush?
Oh, yeah, Coriolis.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. That's too easy.
Right? It is. So let's just move on. So who is influencing you the most these days? Like, who inspires you other than your 3 beautiful daughters?
Yeah, you would have to say... Yeah, I guess it's a couple things, right? On a day-to-day level, it's the reminder that your kids give you that the world is a really big and important place, and it's all pretty fragile. It's all really fragile. And at 18, when you make a choice, you think, whatever, I'll fix it by Tuesday. I don't know. But you really worry about every choice you make around your kids, A and B, the choices they're making, and especially now in such a volatile world. Some guy turns his car or pulls his gun, and I lose a daughter, and everything changes. So I feel really fragile. So to me, it's I get inspired by, I would say, by the gift my kids give me, by constantly reminding me how vital and important being a good parent, good influence, a good partner, a good reference for them, and being present with them. Just any parent that stays present with their kid has a shot. It's a parent that checks out and lets the nanny or the teacher or something and then checks back in at 7 p.m. for an hour. They don't have a shot. That kid doesn't have a shot. But the parent that stays present when they're with their kids and around their kids and has follow-up with their kids, that's just presence. That kid knows they belong to something and somewhere. They're not floating in all the ether for the world to take advantage of. So the fact that when they give me feedback on that, like Robert, I'll get the call, Dad, the car stalled, what should I do? I feel like, oh, I've done my job. They know to call me. They're not on the road going, what do I do? They know to call, and Dad will come through and fix. And so that's massive, right?
What do you do when they are living in Philadelphia with your sister going to high school and they call, Dad, can you fix the internet? Your Aunt Dee Dee's in the next room. Yeah, but can you do it? That's the call I get.
Well, I will say 2 things.
That's excellent.
Yeah,
that means I just rely on you to fix.
Yep.
I've done my job.
Children spell love, Time.
Oh, that's good.
They do. That's what I tell everybody with young kids, and it literally clicks, right? And I have one last question for you.
What are you doing
if
Thursday night?
you were to marry, I don't know your situation, so please forgive me if you have a girlfriend or a wife. I'm just saying, hypothetically, would you pick Jennifer Aniston or Reese Witherspoon? Oh, bringing it back to the morning show.
That's too easy. No, it's Reese.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're out.
Yeah, cut that part. When we go off the air, I'll tell you all about it. I'll tell you all about it afterward.
Right. And we're out.
The Coriolis Effect is produced by JS Productions. Producers Corey Oliver and Bob Victor. Host Corey Oliver. And editors Bob Victor and Cade Bonsall.
Hi guys, I'm Cory Oliver, and thank you for watching The Coriolis Effect. We hope you enjoyed the previous episode. Here are some more episodes you might enjoy. Hit the subscribe button below and have a great day.